I don't really know how to make videos like this. I've never felt the need to make a video like this in the entire time that I've been doing YouTube, because I've always felt very comfortable with myself. I've felt very comfortable with the channel as a whole, not just the videos that I'm making, not just like my behalf. I felt very comfortable with the viewers. I felt like this is all working quite well. But I need to come clean about some things, because a lot of things have been on my mind recently. They've been on my mind almost all my life, but just recently they've really been at the front of my mind, and I have to address them. Like, I don't even know what to say. Like, I don't know where to begin with this one. I'm not going to ask you to like the video. I'm not going to ask you to subscribe. I'm not going to ask you to do any of the stuff I usually do. I'm not going to ask you to share this. I'm not asking for anything. I just want you to listen. And if you don't want to listen, that's fine by me. You can leave. That is completely fine. I'm also going to try to do this in one take as well. You might have noticed I haven't done any jump cuts. Usually in my videos I've got jump cuts every 2 seconds. It's nice for what it's for, but I feel like for this to feel so that I can be fully genuine about what I'm about to talk about, I kind of want it to seem not false at all. I feel like jump cuts can sometimes make a video like this false. Well, I guess a serious video like this, jump cuts would naturally make it very, I don't really know the right word, maybe fake. I guess jump cuts could very well make this quite fake. And I don't want that, because I want this to sound like it's truly from me. I don't want this to seem altered in any way. This is truly just how I've been feeling recently. Let's do this. You've already read the title, you know what this is about. I guess at first glance it might not seem like a very sensitive topic, and you might be wondering, Tom, why haven't you told us this sooner? I don't know. Well, actually no, that's a lie. I do know. I'm struggling here mainly because I'm trying my absolute hardest to keep this one take. Even when I stumble over my words, I'm gonna just try to see what happens. Let me tell you a story. I'm not quite sure how old, but I was very little. This is one of my earliest memories. I don't know if I can do this, but I'm gonna try. One day my parents said to me, Tom, get in the car right now, we're going. I was very little. My earliest memory, I reckon this is. And I didn't even have time to ask why. They just sort of said, Tom, get in the car, we're going. And so we did. We drove right into central London, and my mum and my older brother, they got on a train, and I didn't know why. I was too little to understand. I'm pretty sure I wasn't even upset at this time. I was just kind of, I just let them get on this train. I didn't know what was happening, and I waved goodbye to my mum and my brother, and they left. Now at this time I had no clue that that was going to be the last time I was ever going to see them. That older brother was WillNE. It's difficult because at that time it was just my older brother. Like, there was nothing more than that. He was just, he was a great guy. I don't remember a whole lot about him in person, but I don't even have a clear picture of him. In my mind, he's still... I struggle to see a clear picture of him now because of all the YouTube and the fame. And it's sensitive. It is a very, very sensitive subject for me to talk about. And for all my life, I've tried to ignore it. I've tried to just get on with what I'm doing. I'm doing YouTube, I'm doing school, I'm doing all kinds of things. I've been doing some acting recently. I've just recently been in a play. That's why I didn't upload last week, but that's besides the point. Excuse me. At that time, I didn't even feel like... I mean, obviously I felt sad, but like, it's kind of escalated to a new level in recent years for a very good reason, but I'll get onto that in a second. So Will then took his mum's name. He became WillNE's, and then I kept my dad's name. Me and my sister both kept my dad's name. We're both Williams. And I never really got an explanation as for why he went. Like, I mean, I've been told it was because mum and dad weren't getting along, all that, but I don't know. I don't even want to know. At this point, it would be an insult to get an explanation, what, 14 years later. So, fast forward to when I was 13 years old, very enthusiastic about YouTube. YouTube was my everything, it still is my everything, but especially back then, when I'd like first started, I felt so good about it, like I was loving it. I stumbled upon a channel called WillNE's. Now, when I first discovered it, I did notice that me and him looked very similar. We had a similar sense of humour. We varied in accents, obviously, because he was raised in Newcastle in the end. But I didn't realise it was him at first. It took me a while to fully realise. After I saw some of his videos where he mentioned that his name was WillNE's, I realised. I did realise in the end. I loved his videos. I saw a lot of myself in him, and in the end I realised that there was a reason for that. I remember the feeling I felt when I first discovered that it was him, that me and WillNE's were in fact blood related, and I didn't realise at first. I felt happy for him because when I first discovered his channel, he was on 100,000 subscribers, around that. So clearly he was doing well for himself. But I also just felt so jealous because, like, I could have been him. What would have happened if I got on that train and he stayed in London, and I became TomGW and he stayed with the Williams family? What would have happened there? Don't get me wrong, I still look up to him this day. I see so much of myself in him. I'm so proud of what he's doing. It just kind of hurts to think that he doesn't really know what I'm doing. He doesn't know I'm here. He's left. He's gone. He's moved up the ranks. I've watched him over the years kind of move up the ranks. Like, to think that he used to just live around here and now he's gone. He's hanging around with much bigger YouTubers. It's destroying, really, for me. So after I first discovered his channel, that was when it was suddenly more of a concern. All my life before that, I kind of thought, well, okay, I lost my brother when I was very little. I didn't lose him. He's still alive out there somewhere. But it just hurt to know what he was doing, and it hurt to think that I could have been him. What if I got on that train and he didn't? Could I have been WillNE's? That's ridiculous. I didn't. Is it ridiculous? I apologise for this video already. This video has been very incoherent. I'm struggling to understand. I'm struggling to think about the thing I just thought about. So, yeah. I promised I wouldn't cry in this video. I'm trying my absolute hardest. It's just a very sensitive subject for me. And I've repeated that many times now, but I really do just want to stress it's very sensitive for me. I think the hardest bit for me was Upload 2017, and I'll tell you why. I asked that question in the panel with WillNE's, what does Memulus look like? And that was the question that kind of blew me up in the end. I'll be deadly honest, I didn't care what Memulus looked like. I just really wanted to speak to Will. I just wanted to see what he was like in that face-to-face interaction. And deep down, I was kind of hoping that he'd recognise me, but he didn't. He didn't. Man, it was so hard. I just had to put on a brave face and keep going through the event, but it was hard because he just acted like I was someone else. I just felt like I was part of that crowd, which of course I was. I'm not going to act like I was someone I wasn't, but oh god, it was so hard. It was really, really difficult to just think that like he didn't see me as any different to any of the other paying customers at Upload. I was just another fan, when in fact we're blood related. Don't get me wrong, I have a lot of respect for him, but it's just killed me inside to see him slowly just sell out and sell out. And well, that's a lie. He hasn't sold out. So, selling out's to do with money, but he's just gone up the ranks. He's got so much. I don't want to say he's got too big for his boots, but look at him hanging around with the Cybermen and all them, like. And then there's me, just kind of stuck here in London. Not stuck here. I like it. I'm pretty sure Will's enjoying London a lot more than me. But yeah, it's kind of my side of the story. I'm glad I've got this out there. I'm pretty sure once I upload this video, I will feel a lot better. You might have noticed I haven't had any videos in 2 weeks. It's because all of like the kind of the tension that I've had inside myself, all of this, all of that, all of everything, I've just felt sad recently, and I've forced myself to go out and do things to like distract myself from my worries, because sitting at home, just let's say looking at YouTube or playing on the Xbox, there's not enough there to distract me. There's no like human interaction that I have to like kind of. I don't have to like act with myself, so I've got like an excuse for not acting, for just getting upset over things. I've got an excuse to do it because I'm there by myself. Going out and meeting up with friends, staying with my family, spending time with my family, spending time with everyone who means a lot to me in life. I've needed that recently. I really have, because without that, I'd just be sitting there by myself, upset over this whole ordeal. And that, in the end, Will got the better end of the stick. I mean, I don't know that. Maybe Will is just more hardworking naturally. Maybe, I mean, he never gets his videos out on time, but maybe he's just naturally maybe, I don't really know how to say it. Maybe no matter which way round, maybe if I went up to Newcastle and he stayed here, he still would have blown up as a channel. Maybe age has something to do with it. He's older. He's able to reach out to more people. Bearing in mind I'm only 15, I would struggle to build up the same amount of success that he has. Very few people my age have done this well on YouTube. So that could maybe have something to do with it. Overall, I'm just a little bit... I'm used to it now. I'm used to having to live like this. Overall, I enjoy life. You've probably been able to see in my YouTube videos. Overall, I do have a fairly positive outlook on life. But at the same time, social media, you're only seeing the best bits. So it might have been very difficult for people to like catch on to the fact that it really has been getting too much for me recently. And yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say. If you do understand what I'm going through at the moment, then thank you very much. That really does mean more than anything to me. If you don't, then I'm sorry that you feel that way, but I had to make this video. There was no other option for me at this point, because I would have just gone insane. If I didn't, I would have just lost it completely. So yeah, that's all for today. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully next week will be something a little bit more fun. And yeah, happy Easter and a happy April Fool's Day. Peace.